Rachel and Nikki from the Stitch Sisters here, and we've got some big news to tell you. We are in love. We are so in love with these amazing bomber jackets.
Of dreams.
Oh, just that's what we've been calling them, bomber jackets of dreams, because they've been in our head for so long that we knew exactly what they were going to look like. We've just been waiting for the opportunity to try and make them come to life. And finally, that happened yesterday. So
yes.
We thought we couldn't wait to share them with you.
They are so awesome.
Oh, we love them so much.
Yes.
So we were approached by a company called Brindille Twig, who have got a adults pattern range that they're launching.
They normally do kids, don't they?
That's right. Brindille Twig are kids patterns, but they've launched street style patterns.
Yes.
And this is one of their patterns. It's called the Bomber Jacket 025. And so they asked us if we would review the pattern for them, and as it happened, I've been going on for ages about wanting to make a bomber jacket. Yeah. Ever since the beginning of this year, I decided to just stop going on about my age and just to wear what I wanted. So today I am truly embracing my inner teenager, and I could not be happier. In fact, I can't work out whether this looks more like kids wear or whether it looks more like Pink Ladies. So if I start singing Beauty School Dropout,
it goes from one to the other.
But I don't care. I love it so much. And yours is just rainbow-tastic, isn't it?
Rainbow-tastic.
Can you tell we're a bit giddy? We are so in love.
Bomber jacket giddy.
Yes, we are. So let's tell you a little bit about it, shall we?
Yes.
So street style patterns only have a few adult patterns from what I can see.
I think they've just started it as a new range. So
you should definitely go and check them out. This was the one that appealed to us most, as we've already said. It's a good pattern. It's well drafted. It's clearly written instructions. The instructions come with full colour photographs, so you can actually see what's happening, which is good because there are a couple of tricky bits, I have to say. Putting the collar band on because it's curved is a little bit tricky.
And the little band at the bottom.
Yeah, these little front bits.
It has that. That's very traditional for bomber jackets, where the rib doesn't come all the way across the zip. That you have this little flap of fabric.
Yeah, that was the only area where I could criticise, I think, just because I found that technique hasn't given me perfect corners. You know, they're slightly rounded there. And I don't know, I'm going to have a little play with it and just see if I can get a slightly sharper corner.
Well, you did make Rachel's made hers out of Scuba fabric. So
it was a nightmare.
It was a bit slippery. It was a bit of a nightmare. So I think you did possibly pick a trickier fabric.
I did. And actually, it wasn't the best fabric because it's been snagging already, which is such a shame because I do love it so much. But even as I was cutting the fabric, some Scubas do really snag. And with this one, I'm just finding that, like, we took some pictures, our usual prancy, posy pictures for the end, and I was scared to lean against the brick wall because I didn't want to come away with loads of snags on my jacket. Yeah. So I might be a bit precious when I'm wearing it and going to people, don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I can only wear it when I'm not touching people.
If you've got any hangnails, you stay away from me.
Don't hug me. No, don't hug me.
But the fabric that I chose a combination of these two Scubas from Fabworks.
That's right.
So this one is called a blush and this one is called mint.
That's right.
And the whole thing was inspired by a Stella McCartney bomber jacket, which I saw in a magazine, and
it was love at first sight.
It was a kid's bomber jacket.
That's okay.
But I don't care. That's fine. But I just loved, and the one that I saw had hummingbirds on it.
Yes.
And I think it might have been a pink and a grey, a silvery grey. But when I saw these two, when Fabworks launched a new range of Scubas, I thought, okay, those two work brilliantly together. I added in the grey on the cuffs. So this is quite a chunky, almost sweater weight ribbing from Doughty's.
They've got all the colours in that as well.
Yes, so they've also got plains. So they've got stripes and they've got plains, and it's really cheap. It's £5 a metre, and I only needed half a metre, and that would probably do another bomber jacket. So you don't need much, but it stretches really nicely and it feels really solid. I think it brings the whole jacket together, makes it feel a little bit more structured, because the Scuba is quite lightweight, so it's not a thick Scuba.
And this embroidery you've done is amazing.
Thank you. I posted a sneak peek of this on Instagram yesterday and somebody told me my embroidery was amazing, but I have to confess it's not my embroidery. These are appliques. You can get them online. I got mine off of eBay. It was £3 for the pair. And
genius.
All I needed to do, they're not, some appliques come with adhesive already, heat activated adhesive already on the back of them, so you literally just iron it on. This one didn't, so I use a product called Heat and Bond, which you can get anywhere online.
Yeah, you buy it by the half metre or by the metre of eBay and Amazon.
Or just buy whole rolls of it like we do, because we use it a lot in class.
Awesome stuff, yeah. It's really
and all you do is, it's like a double-sided fusible, so bundle web is quite similar, and you fuse it to the back of the, it's got paper on one side, so you draw around the motif upside down to make sure you get it the right way around.
Yeah.
And then you iron it to the back, then you peel the extra layer off, and then you can iron it actually onto your top. I still need to go and hand sew all around it, just because
anchoring stitches.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it doesn't come off and that it can be washed and all that sort of stuff. Although I'm nervous about washing it because I think there's a chance that the colour could run on the applique. But you know, the whole jacket with the applique, the ribbing, and the Scuba cost me less than £20. So
bargain.
I think that I'll probably take that risk, and if it happens, I'll just make another one. I'll make another one in a different colourway this time.
All the colourways.
But yes, I love it.
It would be nice with one on the back. So you could pick a big one and put it on the back.
Now she said that, I instantly want a giant tiger. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? I want a navy blue jacket and I want to put a giant tiger on the back. And my friend Pete asked me to make him a sweatshirt, which is he wants to replicate a 90s Ralph Lauren sweatshirt, which is a very tight crew neck sweatshirt, and it just has a little tiger on the front of it.
Nice.
And when we were looking at appliques to find the right one for him, I found a massive one, and I was trying to convince him that would be better.
Yes.
But now I think I need to get that one for myself. So tiger bomber jacket on its way.
Yes. We've also got another couple of bomber jackets planned as well, haven't we? So we are going to make more of these.
We found some soft shell fabric.
Yes.
And if you don't know what that is, it's like Scuba, but it's got a coating, a waterproof coating on the outside, and it's usually fleecy on the inside.
Yes, but it's not stretchy. It's not as stretchy.
It's just got a tiny bit of stretch.
But not as stretchy as Scuba.
No. But yes, we've got, and I've chosen a lovely pink bird fabric.
Yes.
And you've chosen...
I'm continuing the rainbow thing. That's all I'm saying. We're not saying anymore.
You will love it. You will love it.
Yes.
So tell us about yours.
Mine is, again, it came out of my head. I wanted rainbow ribbing.
She wants rainbow everything.
I'm obsessed with rainbows at the moment because I love this
Wait
trend.
till you see the pictures at the end and you'll see her shoes.
I've got rainbow shoes
and a rainbow necklace and a rainbow t-shirt.
Yes, I have all the rainbows.
If I made her a rainbow hairband, she'd have that.
I would wear that. I would have that on as well. But it all started with the rainbow ribbing. So I searched and I finally found this thin striped rainbow ribbing from, I think it's Kailuna Crafts it was called. I'll put it up at the bottom because I probably haven't pronounced it properly, and I'll link underneath. And they have a really good selection of ribbing fabrics. It's not somewhere I've ever shopped before. It was just because I was looking for this in particular, so that's why I found it. But I would definitely look at their ribbings again because they're really good. Mine is quite thin, so it's quite a it's a much thinner ribbing than Rachel's. Rachel's is much thicker.
But it's really stretchy, so I feel like it still has quite a lot of structure because it's so compressed.
Everything's very compressed. And I love the thin stripes. As I was cutting it and as I was making it, I had to abandon any kind of hope of actually following a stripe anywhere because just the curvature of the jacket, the curvature of the neckline, everything like that, I just had to go, right, okay, there's such thin stripes, I'm never going to keep my sewing on this line. So it's not, they're not perfect, but I don't care.
Yeah, but then again, I cut my ribbing completely off grain because I was following a stripe, and then actually when it comes to attaching it, often you end up not being completely on the stripe. Because especially if you're attaching custom, you're doing it with an overlocker, you can see the layer that's on top is not the one that you're going to see from the front. So even if what's on top is doing what it's supposed to be, you don't know what's happening underneath.
Exactly. And also I'd like to point out that if you bought this jacket in the shops, which you'd never be able to because clearly it's mine, but
it's a Nikki special.
if you bought this in the shops, you wouldn't check that the cuffs went round in a complete circle with the straight lines. I think it's just that source thing that we aim for, that level of perfection,
we do,
which you don't expect when you buy things in the shop.
We do, and often when I'm watching other people's YouTube videos and I'm watching what they're wearing, I'm thinking, I love it, it's perfect, and then they'll mention a flaw, and that's the first time that I've seen that.
It's funny that that's the first thing I've mentioned about my jacket. I love my jacket exactly as it is. So the ribbing is from Kailuna Crafts, and the actual fabric of the jacket, I wanted to go for a plain and quite a neutral grey because of the coloured cuts. And this is from Fabricsgalore, and it's a quilted jersey. So it was a bit of a bugger to sew because it's one of those that's got 2 layers of jersey and then you've got fluff in between. So all of my seams I've done overlocked them all, and they're all looking lovely now, but at the time it looked like the dog had put some fur on it.
I used the same quilted jersey from Minerva to make a sweatshirt in our main sewing series for my husband, and I had exactly the same thing, and I thought, God, if he saw this before I'd finished overlocking everything, he would never wear it because it looks like a dog's dinner, but once it's all finished it's lovely. And it is so warm. It feels so snuggly on, it really does. I'm
really,
surprised
really
how warm this one is, because it's a lightweight Scuba, and I didn't expect it to be that warm because I don't associate Scuba with being a warm fabric.
No.
But I think because it's quite a close fit, then it's it does feel quite warm.
And because you love it.
It does, yes, I do love it.
The zips, we got these big chunky zips from Jacobs. And these are open-ended chunky teeth zips. And they were only a couple of pounds each, and they come in all sorts of different colours and everything like that, so they're a really good supplier for zips.
Speaking of pointing out faults, now I've zipped it up, can you see mine?
No.
So attaching these with the heat and bond is really tricky because Scuba and irons don't always go together, and this one wasn't very iron friendly. So I was having to put these on with a press cloth, and I took great care to add reference points to line it all up, and I thought it was done perfectly, and it wasn't until the first time that I did the zip up that I went, oh, okay. So this one is slightly lower down and slightly further out, but I don't care.
Is that your slopey shoulder side?
No. Well, it is my slopey shoulder. No, yeah, it is my slopey shoulder side.
Is it your slopey shoulder that's making
No, because that's on the front and my shoulder is the back. Even if I put my shoulder up, it's still the same.
Okay.
Can't blame my shoulder for that one.
You're not flat. No one's ever going to notice that.
But then I don't care because I love it so much that it genuinely doesn't bother me in the slightest.
No.
So how would you rate it difficulty-wise?
I would say out of 10, it was probably 7.
Yeah.
So it was tricky, there was tricky bits.
Yeah.
There was easy bits.
I'd agree with that purely because the fabric was tricky, but I think that if you were to use a more stable fabric, so if you were to use something like a
ponte or something.
A ponte as a lightweight version, or you could just use a sweatshirting, loop back sweatshirting, or even an actual jacketing fabric like a nylon or something, and that probably would be as hard.
Not putting trying to get appliques on it and things like that, which made it tricky.
Well, appliques aren't that tricky really, it's just that they've moved, that's all. But I'd say the trickiest bits are, it does have, let me just stand up so you can see, it does have a double welt pocket, or you can do a single welt. Nikki went for a single welt on hers, I did a double. And look, green inside. I'm so happy with that. And that is a bit tricky if you've not done welt pockets before. It was particularly tricky in the Scuba, I have to say. There was some swearing done as that was happening. So that's a bit tricky, and I think that also this bit at the front, that's also a bit tricky as well, trying to get that band on to get that join. So it does have its tricky points, but I think you could simplify it. You don't have to put appliques on, obviously. No. You don't have to put pockets in it at all. No. You could just have it as like a zip up sort of sweatshirt type thing.
Yeah, because they're small pockets. They're not necessarily pockets that you would use as pockets.
And also these pockets don't have, some bomber jacket pockets have zips in, and these ones don't. So because they're fairly shallow, because it's only a short jacket, you wouldn't want to put you'd lose stuff. So you can get bomber jackets with zips, and that's another option. So I'd say it's definitely not for beginners. It's more intermediate. But I think that
it's worth the time. Taking your time with it, and picking a simpler fabric and choosing a rib which is matching, but taking your time with the rib details and with the pockets, or leaving the pockets off perhaps for your first one. And the zip wasn't too bad. That went in quite easily.
No, that went in fine. The only two faults that we can find with the pattern, because we like to give you honest reviews, so it is brilliant and we will definitely use it again. But the only two complaints we would have is that there are notches along the bottom of the jacket and also on the bottom edge of the sleeve, but there aren't notches on the cuff pieces. So I'm not sure what they're supposed to line up with. I'm guessing there was supposed to be notches on the cuff pieces. We might have missed them, so maybe we should check that first. But I don't think them. We both missed them and we cut out independently.
Normally I miss things randomly, but
we both missed them, so we'll just assume that they weren't on there. And then the other thing was it gives you a zip length for your size that you're making. We both made the large, by the way, and it said a 20-inch. No, it said, because it's in centimetres, 20.5-inch zip. Now in this country, you can usually only get them in actual inches. So it was a choice of 20 or 21. 22.
We went up to 22. It doesn't. You don't get 21. It goes 20, 22, 24.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, I have seen 21s though, so maybe J-Cots don't do them, but you can get 21. So we went for 20, rounding down, thinking it's easier to make a shorter zip work. And actually our zips were a bit too long. So I don't know if that's a US UK thing, but when we measure zips, we measure them from with the teeth is the measurement.
Yes, from stopper to stopper.
Whereas this, and especially on the pattern illustrations, it seemed that the tape should have been a perfect fit for the front of the jacket. So the top of the tape lined up with the top and the bottom of the tape lined up with the bottom. Ours didn't. As a result, I had to stretch mine slightly to get it to fit, and that means that it is a little bit ripply. Not that you'd notice, but it was when it was flat. So that's slightly annoying, because obviously open-ended zips, chunky zips are more difficult to adjust. You have to get the pliers out.
You don't want to do that. You want to get it right. You want to have, I did, like you said, slightly too short, so you can make adjustments for that, but you don't really want it too long because they're so difficult to amend.
So that is worth bearing in mind, I think. But they're the only two things that I could say to fault the pattern.
And
the rest of it was fantastic. Yeah, exactly. With a little bit of experience, you can make it work. And I'm sure that if you were to contact them, they would probably have a solution for you. I'm sure they'd be happy to advise.
Absolutely.
But yes, overall,
bomber jackets
we love so much. It's the favourite thing that I've made in ages, and I just, like I said,
I think it's the best thing I've made in a long time, actually. It's the thing I love more than anything else in a long time. So and I like making outerwear. That's another thing that I've decided, that I like making jackets and things. I always struggle with jackets, to buy jackets in the shops, because I'm very long-armed, and so they always come out to here. So we had that moment when you tried yours on, and I was checking out the length of your arm, going, is it going to be long enough for me?
I love the deep cuts though. I think they really work well.
I made mine ever so slightly longer, just again because of that paranoia of having it slightly too short, but it wasn't too short for me. And the sizing, I think we made larges. I think they fit fine. I don't think the sizing is off in any way whatsoever. They're comfortable. I wouldn't want to have it too tight, and also I don't want to stretch it too much to make the zip go up either. So I think they're a good size.
So, even more exciting for you guys is that because we love these so much and we do want to make a lot more, not only have we ordered more fabric to make more, but as soon as it arrives, it's going to take a couple of weeks, but as soon as it arrives, we're going to film a sew along. So you can see exactly how to make your own bomber jacket. And there are so many patterns out there at the moment. So this Brindille Twig one, we would definitely, street style patterns, we would definitely recommend. But I've been noticing loads of the big 4 pattern companies have been releasing them. So McCall's have got like 5.
They're cool, girl. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. But literally every one of the big 4 has released a bomber jacket recently, and that's probably because they're everywhere in the shops, and everyone's wearing them, especially with this 90s revival that's happening. And I did have a bomber jacket in the 90s, which I think is why I'm so happy to have another one now.
I don't think I've ever had a bomber jacket. This is my first.
Mine was burgundy, and do you remember when bomber jackets all had bright orange lining?
Yes.
So it's one of those. It was, you used to get them in like a khaki green or a burgundy or navy blue. Mine was burgundy, and it was massively oversized. As everything was, whereas this one is much more suitable.
And feminine and lovely.
Feminine. Yes, you don't get more feminine than roses on your boobs.
And rainbow cups.
Yes.
So So we hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, and you can obviously wait a few minutes and you'll get lots of prancy pictures of
and
us
a few
in the
silly ones, because
garden.
these are making us feel very silly.
Yes, so we're very happy. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.